Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another open scene. So the today's scene is about this Scandinavian style. I have posted, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago on Facebook, and everybody asked me about another open scene. So let's get started and see what I have done in this scene. So let's begin talking about the lighting. And as usual, I have just worked with the daylight environment from Octane, and I didn't use any HDRI in this scene. And the reason for that is that I typically like the daylight from Octane. It seems very real, and I can have more control of the sun and size of the sun, the sky, things like that, that in the HDRI I can't. Here, for example, I'm going to increase sun size to 8, and as you can see, the light coming from the sun is much more soft. So this is something that one of the reasons that I like work with daylight environment. So could I use an HDRI in this scene? Yes, I could, but I didn't. But let's try one. Let's import an HDRI to this scene and see what happens. So Shift 8E is the command to bring this tab. So I don't know if you have the Octane helper, but it helps me a lot to streamline the process when I'm working with my scenes. Okay, so Shift Alt E is the key, is the short key for import environments. Okay, let me choose one. Let me see. Okay, let me disconnect this one and just work with the HDRI output. Okay, so as you can see, the lighting coming from the HDRI is very soft. I'm using an overcast HDRI on this scene. So let me increase a little bit the exposure. Yeah, it's still very realistic. And also this overcast feeling is the perfect match for the Scandinavian style, right? So yeah, it's pretty good, not bad at all. Maybe I could increase a little bit more exposure and do some white balance, but yeah, looks very nice. Yeah, but the thing is, I really like warm space, so I think that's the reason I didn't bring this overcast feeling. But okay, let's get back to the original one. Have to decrease the exposure. Yeah, I think it was 19. Yeah, 19. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so I think that's it. That was the original one. So let's take a look on this Ottoman over here. Let me switch to object. Let me delete this universal here and let me see, where is it? I'm using a dirt texture on this shader. This dirt texture is bringing this outline, white outline to this Ottoman. So here I have like mixed texture where one of these texture, this map, are dark and the other one are lighter. So if I increase the gamma as I did here, it becomes darker. So that's why it just changed to the dark outline. So, and here the strength, you can increase the strength of the dirt texture. And I really like to use dirt textures on my leather shaders. So it's just to bring some variation on the color and bring some sometimes old feeling to the leather or a new feeling to the leather. So this is something I always keep in mind. when I plan to do any shader ladder. Okay, so let's jump to the camera settings and see what I have here. So I'm using a focal length of 45 millimeters. Also, I think I didn't use any depth of field in this camera, but I have used some depth of field in other cameras. But I'll show you how to do that. I will just select the empty object I have placed in the middle of my scene and increase the aperture of my camera. So, and that's it. So I always use this empty object in the middle of the scene or any place of it to control the distance between my camera and the place that will be the main focus, okay? So here in the Octane camera imager, I'm using for response type sRGB, gamma 1, the vignette 0.3. I really don't like to use vignette on my scenes, but I think I use this time. Normally I use it on Photoshop. The highlight compression as well. I didn't use any highlight compression. I reduce it using Photoshop, but definitely you can decrease it a little bit in your scenes using Octane. It's pretty good. I'm using an LUT. Octane post-processing, I'm not using it at all. Okay, so let's see the render settings. Okay, for render settings, I'm using this scene took a little bit longer than I was expected. I used 2,500 samples. Max glossy depth and max scatter depth, it's a little bit higher than the usual. GI clamp is in 5. Adaptive sampling, I'm using 0.03, and it's important to always keep it on. And yeah, that's it. About the architecture of the scene, it's pretty simple. Actually, I have made an open scene about a rainy day, and I used exactly this scene to create that scene. So this was the original one, and I don't know why I made that open scene first, but this one is the original one. So based on this one, I created the other one. So I have, I think, 4 cameras in here. So this one I'm using depth of field. The top one maybe I'm using that. Yeah, definitely I'm using depth of field as well. I have, I think, a front one here. Yeah. So yeah, that's it, guys. I didn't, as you see, I didn't do much on the scene. It was more about lighting and prop the scene, things like that. So I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have any questions regarding this video, please let me know. Make your comment down below and I will be glad to answer. Okay, thank you very much, and thanks for watching.